Good afternoon. This is the market update for buy sell short for Thursday, June 19th. We spent most of the session red today, down 40 or so points, and then, as has been the case really throughout the last couple of months, we miraculously recover all of those losses into the close and finally end up 15 points. And that came after yesterday's pretty nice move, 100-point move on the Fed decision, really to do nothing, but the Fed did downgrade their growth forecast for the U.S. economy, and the market liked what it saw, and the market bounced back up. Although, if you look at the 15-minute chart, a lot of back and forth action after the Fed yesterday. We were down 40, up 20, down 40, up 20, and then finally they jammed us again in the last hour of the session. You can see here on the 15-minute chart, we've essentially just been going from bearish rising wedges to bullish falling wedges, to bearish rising wedges as we stair-step our way higher. Got a positive MACD cross on the 15-minute chart, and if we go back to the daily chart, you can see we are close to threatening another double top breakout, 17K. Does it really matter at this stage? It's not like it's a psychological level, just another number, but we continue to trade in this. What's a good word for it? It's a really, really boring market rally, and has been. Small cap stocks relatively dead. There are pockets of strength, but for the most part, a lot of stocks are just dead. Might be due in part to the fact that we've got the rebalance of the Russell coming up at the end of the month. Some back and forth action on that. Tomorrow we've got quadruple witching. That's when options, futures, etc., expire. And given that we've moved up into that expiration, I would not be at all surprised to see a little bit of weakness next week. Then again, I would not be surprised to see us continue to go higher. It's just been that kind of a market. Dow Transports, after that sell-off last week, nice little bounce back this week. But you can see here on the daily chart on the transports, we have an expanding wedge here. The bottom's tighter and the tops are getting wider and the bottoms are getting wider, and that typically is viewed as a bearish development. Now, we do have a positive MACD cross looming. We do have stochastics breaking up through 50, but then we have this bearish looking wedge setting up on the daily chart. What does that mean? Essentially, it's more the same. It's not a market where we can swing for the fences. We sent out a couple of email swing plays this week, but not crazy action. We're still not seeing gappers left and right. We're not seeing stocks that close strong one day get continuation move unless there's news the next day. And those are signs of a mania market, and we are not there yet. So, more of the same. Quick mention. There is, or has been, or at least I haven't really noticed or paid attention to it, a stealth rally unfolding in gold stocks. And it really blew up today. I guess gold market's liking what the Fed did. Who knows why? There's some chatter about an investigation in China regarding gold manipulation. Who knows if that's true as well. But significant move on gold today. Now, gold stocks have been on an upward move over the last few days, and it really started to take off. So we really need to pay attention to this. The GLD S&P ETF of it blew. Not even any resistance. It just gapped and blew through the 50-day and 200-day moving average on the heaviest volume we've seen on the GLD all year. Pretty significant move. The last big move that we saw was in January and February on gold, where we essentially saw a 20% move over the course of a month. And the action that we're seeing in this movement in the gold means one of two things. Either some news out there looming that we don't know, or, this is a pretty significant thing that we need to pay attention to. And as such, we jumped into a couple of gold plays today. EGI. Now, usually gold stocks have a crap load of debt, little or no sales, and a pretty big market cap. EGI's got $44 million in cash with a very low cash burn, and the market cap is a puny $48 million. So essentially, we have a gold stock, very bottomed action, busting out through its 200-day moving average, trading below cash when usually these stocks trade 2 to 5 times their cash value, with a chart that looks like it could rock and roll. Very strong support, 32 cents. Likely magnet, we're looking at 42 to 47 cents as a first target zone on this one, and looking really, really nice, especially given the movement that we are seeing happening in other gold stocks and in the actual price of gold right now. NLST, trading alert, bottom tech play, very, very nice. Traded up to that 20-day exponential. The first target up there at ended up being 118 today before it stalled. The next breakout level to watch, of course, is that 200-day moving average at 123. And a break above that, and the next resistance is the 50-day at 140. Now, what's been happening as well a lot on stocks, 5-second traders are not making money in this market, because what happens is a stock pops a couple of cents, stops, retraces a couple of cents. The 5-second traders go, crap, they sell out, dips a couple more cents. The next day, the stock drops. We saw that example this week on XGTI. Trading alert on Tuesday. Popped a little bit, didn't really move. 5-second traders got out. Next day, boom, 205, hit first target. Seeing that over and over and over again on a lot of stocks. And NLST followed the exact same pattern again today. Now, another stock that we're watching is IMRS, little biotech stock. A lot of press coverage on it over the last couple of days. Nice little break through 110 today, but again, popped, dipped, ridiculous kind of shakeouts on it, and then into the close. Somehow they closed it at 105. We'll probably see this one trading at the 50-day moving average tomorrow, Monday, just based on what we've seen happen on a lot of these stocks recently. WAVX was another trading alert this week. Bottomed out play. We're looking for a bounce on it. It's been ranging back and forth over the last couple of days. It acts very, very strong. Then they pull the rug out on no volume. This is not uncommon for this stock. This is essentially how it traded when it was trading down around the $1 area. Extreme, extreme, extreme negative MACD. Usually we see this happen, especially when it correlates with stochastics on their 20, happen at bottoms before a snapback bounce. We've got the 20-day exponential up there, 10% higher. I love seeing stocks that drift about 10% away from their 20-day or more. Usually they result in a nice snapback move within a few days, and this is a stock that probably should see the same. DEJ, like I've said many times, if this stock did not trade on the Scamex, scammy, crooked-ass index that is more crooked than the OTC market, this stock would be a buck. Nice little piece of news out from them in after hours. They now own 99% of the Woodrush oil field. Very, very good. Waiting for that breakout at 23 cents. Interesting thing, even though we've seen oil prices really pop up over the last few days on Iraq, we're not really seeing the market react to that news. There's a very strange complacency out there, and that could mean one of two things. Iraq means absolutely nothing, or one of these days soon we're going to wake up and all of a sudden it'll be a huge issue for the market, and that's what they'll be blaming for any kind of sell-off that happens. So just keep that in the back of your mind. A lot of complacency out there, even though we continue to trudge higher. Problem is, a lot of... it's essentially a buyer strike. A lot of people are sitting back and going, I don't believe this rally, and it keeps trudging higher and higher and higher. But eventually, they pull the rug out, and we see a little bit of a dip. So oil is the thing that we want to keep an eye on. And if the oil stocks blow up, this is probably one of the best valued small cap oil plays that are out there. So that's it for the video tonight, guys. We'll be out of the office tomorrow, sampling lots of beer at the San Diego Beer Festival. So stay safe, have an awesome weekend, and I will see you all in the chat room on Monday. Bye.